What's up, fans and gamers alike? This is Josh Rockstark, and I want to go over the last 6+ months that we've had reveal after reveal, hype video after hype video, all the stuff that accumulated to what we're going to get dropped tonight. I am, of course, talking about Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled and all the reveals that we've gotten over the past 6 months, and what was revealed and what was led to this moment where we're about to get the game tonight and be able to play it for the first time. A lot of us are hyped, a lot of us have pre-ordered the game in advance, a lot of us have been following the coverage since the very first reveal of the game. And I wanted to take the time to go over all the major reveals that Beenox and Activision has shown us, and just talk about what this means. I assume there has been a lot of marketing dollars spent. Was it worth it? Well, let's go over the reveals first and then we can talk about it. Well, we have to start at the very beginning, and it is not at the Game Awards but a week prior to it, where influencers and certain people around the world got a package in the mail, and it either had a set of fuzzy dice with a card about the Game Awards, or they got Crash cookies in the mail, Crash Christmas cookies, and people's eyes just lit up, and we kind of had a feeling that we were going to get Crash Team Racing. The reveal was very similar to the way they revealed Spyro Reignited Trilogy. So we tuned in to the Game Awards, and Crash Bandicoot himself gets on stage and they show us the Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled trailer, in which we thought would be the Crash Bandicoot remake, Insane Trilogy style, and boy did they deliver on that. That was our very first look at the game. It was all cinematic stuff, and it was a great trailer and a very hype moment for a lot of us, because a lot of us are Crash fans and a lot of us are Crash Team Racing fans. And this is the very first big reveal for the game, and we had no idea what we were in for. Now keep in mind, there have been like small reveals of different things, like character trailers and track spotlights. I'm not going to cover all of that stuff because I feel like the video would be way too long, but I am going to fast forward 2 months to our very first look at the actual gameplay, as if you were holding the controller for yourself. We got to look at Crash Cove, we got to look at Dingo Canyon and Papu Pyramid for the first time, and some people got to play it very early on. And when these said people got their hands on the game, a lot of our worries were sort of gone, because they said that it felt one-to-one. I think that was one of the biggest worries that we had going into this, is that are they going to be able to recreate the magic of Crash Team Racing, which is very inherently the controls, the mechanics of the game, and the boost and reserve system, which Beenox thankfully nailed. We're gonna fast forward again to arguably the biggest reveal of them all, and it came at Sony's very first State of Play episode. It was the second game to be shown, and it started off by showing the retro content that was being advertised for the Nitros Oxide edition of the game, which is the special edition of the game. And we got a look at Crash, Coco, and Cortex, as well as the retro cart. We didn't get to see the track, but we got a good look at the retro content that we are going to get. Keep in mind, there was very small reveals that told us that there was going to be skins in the game. We, at this point, were not shown a lot of the skins that we know are in the game now. There were just like little ones shown here and there. But what would be shown at the mid-mark of the trailer had huge implications for the game, and it completely changed the way we thought about Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. It turned it from a remake to a remake plus, a love letter to the Crash series, because what they revealed was that we were getting CNK tracks and CNK characters. And we saw 3 tracks in the trailer, but on a separate blog post at the Quebec Journal, Thomas Wilson, one of the co-leads of the game, did an interview and stated that we'd be getting all the CNK characters and all 13 tracks plus battle arenas. And this just completely changed the game. Just made this game so much bigger than it is, and we realized that this remake is going from trying to be the Insane Trilogy version of the original Crash Team Racing. Now this game can be like a competitor to Mario Kart in terms of the amount of content that it's going to have. Very, very, very shortly after, as in a couple of days after, we get to PAX, and the game is demoed, including 4 tracks, which are Papu Pyramid, Sewer Speedway, Electron Avenue, which was completely redesigned from its original look, and Clockwork Wumper, which retained most of its original look. So we found out that the tracks are going to be redesigned to fit into the Crash Team Racing universe, which means we lost the anti-gravity sections as a result. But these tracks are getting redesigned, and as we know now, a lot of the tracks, for better or for worse, were redesigned to differentiate themselves from CTR tracks, and also to be in that universe at the same time. The next major trailer that they did drop is the one about the Electron Skins, which is a bonus for anybody who pre-orders the game, whether you're on PlayStation, Xbox, or Switch. And the big reveal from that trailer, the big one out of all of them, is the podium animations. And we got to see that on the podium, these skins are going to be dynamic. And now we get the opportunity to swag out and have these cool skins with cool custom animations that we get to show off to everybody. And it was awesome. And at this point, we were sort of getting these reveals like every 2 weeks, sometimes every 3 weeks kind of period. And the next big one was showing off the content that you can get in the Oxide edition of the game, which showed us our very first look of how some of the CNK characters are going to look, like Crunch, Zem, and Zam, as well as the stuff that comes in the Nitros Oxide edition of the game, how that's going to look. Around this time, the demo was also being shopped to GameStop. So a lot of people in the United States got their chance to play. All you had to do is go down to a GameStop that was participating, and you got the chance to play the game. And this is where we saw the numerous amount of skins that the game is going to feature. We found out that the game is going to have a substantial amount of content, and that not every character is just going to have one alternate skin. The plan is to have many alternate skins. So a lot of us were thinking, oh, where could they go from there in terms of the amount of customization they're giving us? Well, little did we know, the next trailer is the customization trailer, which gives you new stickers, new cart bodies that can be found in other games, new decals, and new color and paint jobs. And the stuff is coming from Crash Tag Team Racing, including new skins for characters, the cart bodies you can find in the game, and a lot more stuff you can customize. We also found out that when they meant all the CNK characters are coming to the game, they really meant it, because we end up getting the CNK bosses revealed in this trailer. We got Geary, Nash, Big Norm, Little Norm, Crunk, and Real Velo. A little bit after, I got to play the demo of the game, and I got to try it out for myself, and I have a video talking all about it that you can check out. But the long short is that the game felt great in my hands, and the experience felt very, very close to the original, and it just amped up my excitement even more. A lot of other people got to try the game around Canada, around Europe, around different places in the world. And this is where I felt like the marketing efforts from Activision and Beenox started to expand. And it sort of starts with the adventure mode reveal, where we got a slice of the adventure mode itself, and we got to see them play on PlayStation Underground and drive around the overworld and do a couple races. They also did the first boss battle, which is Ripperoo, and we got to see that the intro cutscene and the outro cutscene have been completely redone, and that the adventure mode is looking really, really interesting. We also found out that you can play it the classic way, like the original Crash Team Racing, where you race as one character throughout the whole adventure, or you can try the new Nitro-Fueled way, which lets you switch characters, switch carts, and switch setups of your cart throughout the adventure whenever you want. Whenever you're not in a race, whenever you're in the overworld, you can switch. And you unlock the boss characters as you go, no longer from the gem cups. Now all you have to do is beat Ripperoo and you'll unlock them right after the race. Right away you can start using them in the Nitro-Fueled adventure mode. Following that was another PlayStation Underground, which gave us our first look at Dragon Mines, which in a Canadian Guy interview with Thomas Wilson prior to that, they talked a little bit about Dragon Mines being reimagined to have a lot more dragon stuff. Like, we always wondered why it's called Dragon Mines, but there's no dragons in it. And it looked great. The other thing they showed was the retro track that is promised for PlayStation buyers, and it ended up being that Retro Stadium, as they're calling it, is a retrofied down-res version of Turbo Track. And this leads us to just last week at E3 2019. There was a couple of reveals. The next very, very, very big substantial one, in fact. But let's start with the first one that we got, which was Penta Penguin, because we had not seen Penta Penguin at all. And we got to see Penta's reveal in a gameplay demo / showcase with one of the other developers of Beenox, Andrew Petrie, who would go on to pretty much demo the game throughout the E3 show and show us the newest content and tracks that you can expect in the game. He would go on to confirm that CTTR tracks would be coming to the game in a very, very different way than we had thought. And of course, what I'm talking about is that post-launch there will be seasonal DLC in a mode called Grand Prix mode. And this would be seasonal content that would come out in spurts. And we were announced the very first Grand Prix and content that we're going to get is indeed Tana and the Trophy Girls, which are now collectively part of the Nitro Squad. So those 5 characters will be coming in on July 3rd, as well as a brand new track that has been created from the ground up, has never been in a game prior, and a whole slew of other content that you can unlock in Grand Prix mode. I've got a video dissecting the whole thing if you want to check that out, if you really want all the details. But the other important thing is that it confirmed that there's going to be new characters coming in every pack, as well as a new track coming in every pack. And some of those characters that do include Baby T, with Baby Crash, Baby Coco, and the purple one himself, Spyro. Some of it was very detailed, and with the Spyro pack, they just showed that Spyro is going to be playable, but I imagine there's going to be a lot more content coming to that pack that they have not revealed yet. Grand Prix mode is a game changer because it proved that this game is going to be a ongoing thing, and it solved the problem with microtransactions, and it solved the problem with the game coming out and some of our favorite characters are not in the game. It solved all those problems, and they promised to us that this is going to be all free content, that if you do not complete the challenges to get all the content within the time frame, that it would just go to the pit shop, that you can then buy these items with Wumpa coins. So this is where we are today, and all of these things happened within a 6+ month period, and what a wild ride it's been. I don't think I've ever experienced something like this. Imagine just sitting there in your chair waiting for the next reveal, because they just keep feeding you new information about the game, and just when you think your expectations have hit the ceiling, they just push the ceiling higher and just keep blowing your expectations. Like, you can imagine my excitement when I found out that we're going from 18 tracks in the original game to 31 tracks. We're bringing the character roster from 15 to 26 plus characters. Especially when the game is one of your favorite games of all time. Especially if you're a Crash fan and you like the kart racing games, and you like some of the other kart racing games like Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Tag Team Racing. This is truly a love letter to the Crash universe, and not just one game. This is bringing in a bunch of different elements from different games, whether it be just simply callbacks to them to substantial content. This is bringing it all together, and that's what I love about this game. As a small, very small content creator, it's been an absolute ride, no pun intended, to cover this game and everything that it's revealed to us. The anniversary of my channel is in the beginning of July. The channel is not even a year old yet, and I wouldn't trade any of the friendships I made over Twitter, over YouTube, in my Discord. I wouldn't trade any of that ever for anything else, because I've really enjoyed everything that has happened within the time frame, and it's all been rooted mostly from this game, and talking to people about it, getting hyped with people. It's just been an awesome experience, and I think CTR's always had a special place in my heart. The original game that came out in 1999, but I think this version of the game is something I'm going to remember fondly. The hype for the show is over, and the party is just about to begin. So subscribe to the channel, because there's going to be a lot more Nitro-Fueled content coming in the future, and a lot more coverage of the game, including a lot more different kinds of content. This channel is going to be changing. My Twitch channel is definitely going to be changing. And if you like this video, let me know. Comments, like or dislike, whatever, however you feel, let me know. My name is Josh Rockstark, and I hope to see you on the track. PSN is Josh Rockstark. Search it up, add me, let's get on the track. Let's get that Wumpa. Let's get that Wumpa. Peace out.